Here's the scene tonight. Hundreds of students and parents took part in a candlelight vigil at Elmwood Park. Their faces said it all. Those who weren't crying looked in shock. On Wednesday, students found out sophomore Tessa Miller died. As they got to school today, they learned junior Ian Alves was taken off life support. And an hour after that, an announcement that senior Levi Schultz was hit by a truck. Classmates say by the time word came about Levi, everyone just lost it.
It's just like words can't even describe the feeling that was like going around this morning.
Almost like a nightmare. You don't even realize how fragile life is, and then it's gone.
Once you walk down those halls, you just see and just feel it in you, and you just get the goosebumps and the chills, and you just want to break down and cry.
Ian Alves lost his 18-month battle today with 2 aggressive forms of cancer. Taylor Breidenbach grew up with him and says knowing it was coming did not make today any easier.
He was always the humor of the class and always was out to make everybody smile, and even this past month I visited him a couple times and still cracking jokes and making people laugh.
The other 2 deaths shocked everyone. Tessa Miller's Facebook page is flooded with posts of people missing her. One says, "Every time I saw you, I would smile, and you always made people smile and laugh." This was the scene this morning on Cheyenne in West Fargo. Officers say Levi Schultz had a flat tire and was hit by a truck while crossing the road. If you think to your high school days, you maybe sat next to a quiet, reserved, polite young man. Friends say that was Schultz.
He was a great guy from what I've known. I've never heard anything bad about him. He always is in a good mood, always smiling.
Students say this brings flashbacks of last year when then senior Eleni Wilson died from a brain aneurysm. On graduation day, the class of 2012 said something was missing.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
As this group sang Amazing Grace tonight, the unfortunate reality is the 2013, 14, and 15 West Fargo classes will experience that same feeling as 3 lives are gone far too soon.
But now I'm found.
Every morning a bus pulls up to Bethany on South University, and Chrissy Sonwald prepares to start another day on the job, or in her case, another day of giving of her time. For the last 11 years, Chrissy has been coming to Bethany Retirement Living. Not once a month or every week, but every day.
Everybody loves to get mail, so it just brightens up their day.
To sort mail and prepare for her route.
It's a big highlight for many of the residents.
Room after room, Chrissy not only delivers mail.
Hi, Myrtle. How are you today?
She will even read it if residents ask her. Myrtle Nelson did. Some big news from her hometown Soil and Water Conservation Office.
The Palmer farms have been in the family for 3 generations.
It's a ray of sunshine in our lives here every day. Just that she is so dedicated. If she needs a day off, she is like nervous to ask, and we're like, it's okay.
And so the day goes. Some mail delivery, a little visiting. All this from a volunteer who doesn't miss a day during the week. Not a day.
I just like knowing that I'm helping out the community in some way. I'm just a people person.
Chrissy is here 5 days a week and rarely misses a day. And she puts in just as many hours during the week as a full-time worker.
We all have that innate need to give back, and she shows that daily of what a benefit it is to her as well as the residents.
And so when the price for a daily ride on the paratransit went up recently by $1,
It's from Marmon.
it looked like Chrissy would have to cut back on her volunteering. That is until the staff at Bethany all pitched in a few bucks
Santa, so.
to ensure that Chrissy can still make it 5 days a week.
Was awesome. That was just a wonderful thing that they did, and I really appreciate it. I can't say enough about it.
Bethany would not be the same without her. And for Chrissy, this is more than just a volunteer gig. A daily trip around Bethany that is all about heart and starting out the new year with a little of the old.
Definitely like a second family, that's for sure.
Giving and compassion. Kevin Wallivan, WDOI 6 News.
Anyone running their hand through a bucket of bullets might as well have gold coins sprinkling through their fingers.
There is no supply. You know, every time I go to the store, I just stop by and check, and the shelves are always bare.
Locally, we've seen stories of gun sales skyrocketing. Attendance at concealed carry classes go through the roof, so a shortage of bullets was set to go off. But in the permit story, no one would let cameras in the class. Gun sales stories, we hear from salesmen, but no gun owners. The gun owners turn down interviews because they don't want their neighbors seeing them on TV.
I definitely feel there's a prejudice against a gun owner.
We were able to get 2 gun owners from the Metro to weigh in. Their only request, we withhold their identity.
There's no differentiation in the general public between, you have to be a redneck conservative to own a gun. I have very liberal friends who are gun owners.
These 2 men are both college grads, family men. They live in nice neighborhoods and they look like your typical neighbor. But you can bet their neighbors do not know they have an arsenal that looks like this.
I understand who I'm talking to before I talk about guns.
Part of President Obama's gun control is getting rid of assault rifles. But which gun on this table looks most lethal to you? It's not the assault rifles, it's the .30-06. It's more powerful than the others, can fire just as fast, and hold as many bullets.
So have you ever seen someone with a tattoo walk into your place of business? Do you prejudge a person based on his looks? Why do you prejudge an inanimate object? A gun, I don't care what type of gun it is not going to jump off the table and start shooting people.
It's a solid argument, but it still comes from the shadows.
It's like arguing abortion. You're not going to change somebody's mind on abortion. You're not going to change somebody's mind on, Catholics versus Jews versus Islam. Those are just widely held, very strong beliefs. But all you're going to do is sit and argue.